Good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Tuesday, May 7th, 2024. I, of course, am with Originator Success here with your daily mortgage rate update, the only place on the web where you get to join me live each and every weekday morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Facebook and YouTube as we talk about what's going on with mortgage rates and pricing. If you're here live, say good morning like Mallory Fotiadis. Good morning, Mallory. If you're watching the replay, don't forget to give me a hashtag replay in the comments. Let me know that you were here. If you're here live or on the replay and you're on Facebook, don't forget to smash that like button, tag an LO friend, or share this post in a group. Click the little share button, share it in Mortgage Loan Officer Network or Brokers Are Better. Seriously, nobody ever does it. Come on, do that for me. I appreciate it. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you say a comment and subscribe. I always like to go over all this stuff early on as everybody gets on. This is not a pre-recorded video. It's live, so I don't jump right into the content. We give everybody a chance to actually hop on. So anyway, if you'd like to sign up for our written email lock advice, it's www.ratelockadvice.com. If you'd like to get our text alerts, you can get those at www.ratetextalerts.com. You can go ahead and get reminders that I'm going live here at hmmr.io/reminder. Last but not least, let us help you to get more loans from Google and social media. Check us out at originatorssuccess.com. Sign up for a demo and find out about our elite membership and what we do there. So this morning on the reminder text, I sent out something that said Tuesday, special teams, special players, special plays. And I said, what's up, brother? Anyone know what that's from? Yes, I know. My brain's been rotted by TikTok. That is Sketch over at TikTok. So Robert Bashirs, don't worry. It's not doom and gloom today. We got some better news for you today, my man. Better news for you as well. So, all right. In fact, since Robert doesn't want to spread any doom and gloom, let's go ahead and go into the better news. Before I do, though, got a question of the day for you. Question of the day. Would you rather be a famous celebrity or live like a hermit? Would you rather be a famous celebrity or live like a hermit? Now, I know I'm not a celebrity. However, if I go to mortgage events and things, I do generally get recognized. I can tell you, I would rather live like a hermit, which I do here in my house in Western North Carolina in the Smoky Mountains. And I tend to not leave for days at a time. So I would. In fact, I even said to my wife last night, honey, if you were to die first, I will become a recluse, because we were out having a dinner and a drink, and the people at the table next to me were just getting on my nerves. And it was nothing that they were doing. There was nothing wrong with them. They were just people. So I would definitely rather be a hermit, live like a hermit. Robert Bashir is also like a hermit. Mike, like a hermit. Brandon, like a hermit. Mallory, hermit. I'll tell you, what is wrong with us, people? Why are we all hermits? Bobby Searson wants to be a celebrity. Good. You go like Brad Paisley. If I was a celebrity. Remember that song? Dan Crowley, give me a horse in the mountains. I would be great. That's it, dude. I don't need a horse. I just need my motorcycle. But the same thing, man. I love living in the mountains here. So, all right, my friends, let's get to the other stuff, though. Go ahead. So rate sheets this morning should be similar to yesterday, maybe a smidge better. If we take a look here at all the fancy charts and graphs, mortgage-backed securities are up 10 basis points to start the day, but they did lose a little bit of ground yesterday afternoon. Let me see if I can zoom in on this and scroll. I probably have to no, it's scrolling up. No, it's not. It just goes up and down. It won't go side to side. It's very weird. Let me refresh the browser and we'll make this work properly. So anyway, rate sheet similar to yesterday, maybe a smidge better. Bonds lost ground a bit yesterday through the afternoon. Not enough that we really saw any reprices worse, mind you. But you could see right here that we had a little bit of just a downward trend. But pricing came out right about 10 a.m., right about here. And pricing was at 100.13. We're actually at 100.20. So we're just a smidge better at the moment. Now we picked up 5 basis points since I said we were at 110 basis points. But you can see here that we've gotten a nice little recovery this morning, but basically putting us flat. When we look at what that looks like for 5 days, you could really, really see what happened last week. We've seen that improvement, and then now we've seen that level out. So let me get rid of this so you could kind of see here. So we see this improvement, and then we see it level out. You see that? So we're very much leveled out. Reprice risk on the day today is low. It's very unlikely that we see mortgage bonds here take a tick and get worse. Now, notice, though, we are seeing resistance breaking through this red line. This is the 50-day moving average. Okay, so, and it's unlikely that we're going to get any help to break through that line today. It's unlikely that we actually break that line this week. In order to get help to break through that, we're going to need help from the inflation data next week. Also, we now have support at this purple line, which is the 200-day moving average. So basically, let's see, the red line's at 100.23, the purple line's 99.97. So there's about 25 basis points here, and that's very likely what we will stay at for mortgage bonds this week, which means mortgage rates and pricing very likely to stay just like what we're seeing now. Today, Neel Kashkari is speaking, I think at 11:30 a.m. He's going to be more hawkish, but I don't think he's going to shake anything up. And then we have a 3-year treasury auction this afternoon, but I don't think that that's going to hold up anything either. So as far as the outlook goes, rates are very likely to hold steady this week ahead of next week's inflation data. Again, the inflation data comes out on May 15th, next Wednesday, and we got a nice shift in sentiment last week, right? Last week was good for rates. Basically, during the Fed meeting, they didn't raise rates, but it was the Fed Chair Jerome Powell's press conference afterwards that was such a big deal. He chased away any ghosts of the possibility of rate hikes. And as I kept saying over the last week and a half, if we had talk of rate hikes, it was going to push mortgage rates higher. And thankfully, he said, no, we're not considering rate hikes. He was pretty emphatic about it, that he really took it off the table and that rate cuts are still on the table. Now, the response to that, when we looked back last week, the response to that was that markets went back to pricing in the idea that we would see 2 rate cuts this year. And that's where we're at right now. So markets are back to pricing in the possibility of 2 rate cuts this year. Still, though, look, knocking on the door, there's about a 40% expectation that we would see only 1 cut or even no cuts, but a 60% expectation that we're going to see 2 cuts. And that's kind of where we're at. So as the jobs data that came in on Friday came in the lowest that we've seen in about 6 months, missed expectations, and 10-year treasury yield, this is really kind of something we should be paying attention to. The 10-year treasury yield, now it's right at this moment, 4.45, right? But it was as high when you look at where it started last week. It was at 4.69, 4.68 on Tuesday. That was where it ended the day and has really, really fallen. You could see here. And again, with yield, it's the opposite of pricing. So we want to see the 10-year treasury yield fall. We want to see mortgage-backed security pricing go up. And you can see right here, these green lines, this is what happened after the Fed meeting and the press conference. We improved Wednesday, we improved Thursday, we improved Friday, and we're just kind of holding steady now, right? So the Fed data, the job market data, and we're kind of holding steady. So that's likely what's going to happen as we head into next week. And that's why my advice continues to be to go ahead and float them. If you've got something closing in the next couple of weeks, and you're not willing or able to float into next Wednesday's inflation data, because it is 9 days away now, and you may not be able to float that long, then just, keep an eye. If we see any kind of reversal, any kind of negativity, if we see like we're currently up 15, 16 basis points, if that drops back down to 0, then go ahead and lock in anything that's risk averse or anything that's closing near term, because it's unlikely that you're leaving much on the table. Again, very, very unlikely we see any major movements this week in rates or pricing. Probably going to stay very much between these 2 lines, the 50-day moving average, the 200-day moving average. Okay. So as long as we're in there, if you were to see this 10-year treasury yield start to shoot up, get to that 4.5 mark, that would be another sign that you want to lock those loans closing near term. Now, we don't know yet what the inflation data is going to be like next week. How good could it be? How bad could it be? What effect is it going to have? There's definitely some risk. We'll continue to talk about it. We got plenty of time. We're more than a week away. All right. But for now, we want to continue to go ahead and float them and stay there. So with that said, let's see what your answers were. Let's say hi to everybody that was here this morning, and let's see what your answers were to the question of the day. and we'll say hello to all of my live friends. So first of all, good morning, Mallory. Again, Nathan Einkorn, great to see you. Tim Klyla, Ron Siegel. Ron says today is also National Roast Leg of Lamb Day. I'm not a big lamb eater. Anyone else like lamb? I'm not really a big lamb eater. Melanie Troutman, good morning. Robert Bashirs, good morning, sir. Megan Lindberg, Bobby Searson, great to see you. Cindy Pulliam, Dan Crowley, Mike Schmulligan, great to have you here. Ashley Mulcahy, hello, ma'am. Robert Bashirs, Mike Tebow, Jerry Avila, Brandy Brickler. Now let's go ahead and let's get back to that question of the day. Would you rather be famous celebrity or live like a hermit? Good morning, John Warner. Jerry Avila, he's good both ways. He can do a hermit or a celebrity. Avila, you'd be a good celebrity. You're a very friendly, easy to like kind of guy. You'd be a good, and I like that. Depends on his mood. Michael McAllister, you had gyros last night. Now, I do like gyros. I just don't know if I like leg of lamb. But you're right. Heros is how, if you, the Greek, it's a Greek hero. Not a gyro, but yeah, I'm American, so gyro. Mike said lamb chops from Greek town in Detroit. Oh, yeah, that's true. Greektown in Detroit, it probably would be pretty good. But Scott Mensa would rather be a hermit. Yasmin, she's going hermit. Nathan, revolutionary. You would rather be that rather than a celebrity or a hermit. You can't just make up your own answers. What are you, you're a loan officer, though. You've got the badge and everything. Ron, I'm the same. Could go either way depending on my mood. Yep, with your radio show, I could see that, my friend. You pull it off very well as well. Robert said COVID broke us. Yeah, I could definitely see that one. Bobby said she would be a celebrity. Dan Crowley had said a hermit. Robert Bashir's a hermit. Mike, a hermit. A lot of hermits. I'm definitely leaning towards the hermit side. I would rather be a hermit than a celebrity. Again, celebrities, listen, influence and celebrity has some benefits. Not going to lie. Not going to say it doesn't. I've only had a small sip of that glass, and I could imagine being like Taylor Swift, right? But, Ashley, we get to make up our own answers. I want to be a princess. Don't worry, Ashley, you could be a princess anytime you want. You could have the big Disney eyes, anything for you. Mike Tebow would be a celebrity. Would you really, man? I would have thought you'd have been a hermit. You'd be a celebrity? You surprised me on that one. So, all right, my friends. Well, not much else to say this today. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Tomorrow should be more of the same. Probably going to be a pretty quiet day. Remember, if you'd like to be notified that I am going live, you can go ahead and get a free text alert. Gives you the links. Can always depend on the social channels to remind you that I'm going to be here. So hmmr.io/reminder, or use the QR code. That'll sign you up for the text notification at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time that I'm going live. And did anyone recognize today's Tuesday? What's up, brother? Did anyone recognize that? Ron said sometimes it's tough being recognized when you do a conservative radio show in a liberal state. Yeah, that's the funny thing about me is I have to be surrounded by our people. So it's not normal people that would recognize me. It's only industry people, right? So that gives me a little bit of a thing. Brandy, you knew what I'm talking about, didn't you? I had that on our text this morning. Sketch. Yep, Brandon knows too. Brandy, and I think Brandy definitely knows because I know that you're on TikTok. And Brandon, yeah, isn't it funny how just it's funny anyway. So yeah, you almost can't avoid that stuff. So all right, my friends, I'll see you tomorrow. Hope you all have a fantastic Tuesday. Bye-bye.